Alright, good morning everybody. Happy Friday for those of you like me who don't get to work. Sorry for everybody else. But, so today I am going to do a hive inspection. It's probably going to be very long. So if you want to stick with me throughout the whole thing, awesome. If not, I don't blame you. At least you get to be on the other side of the camera. It'll be hot. It's been about 2 months since I guess I should say story time, to give you a little bit of background about why I'm going to take a little bit today. I'm trying to get suited up. I got a brand new nice suit for Christmas. I'm really excited. The hood is different than what I had on my other suit. This one is a lot thicker, so it means it's going to be hotter, which is fine. My favorite thing though is I feel like I'll have more range of motion in the hood, maybe, possibly. The other thing I like is on the feet and arms. It has this little hook, so where my suit can't ride up. So it's on my feet as well. I'm getting my smoker ready. So background story time. You guys will get to see that all my hives have 2 brood boxes. This past week, before we had that like 2-day cold spell, right before work I went and put a brood box on hive number 1 because they were really packed in tight bees, and they needed that because the object for me this year is to expand my 3 hives into at least 6, preferably 10 if I could, but that's stretching it quite a bit. Hive number 1 did just fine. I opened the lid, not one bee came out to buzz me. It was great. I left number 2 alone because didn't need to do it because it already had 2. And I went to hive number 4, and that's when that hive said, in the best form a bee can, screw you. It stung me a total of 28 times. That was the most stings I've ever gotten at once. Surprisingly, didn't do any swelling, just lots of, I actually have bruises from this hive because they hit me so hard. But the plan of action is to go to hive number 1 first. That white box that you see was actually my hive that I take when I do outreaches and stuff. I needed a brood box and all the frames quickly, so I just used that box. We're going to look to see if they've built anything in the last couple days. They actually went through a jar in 2 days, so I would expect that they've been building on the foundations. If not, hey, it's only been there for probably 5 days, I think, maybe. And so it wouldn't shock me if they didn't do too much to those frames. So I am going to take it off, check out what's happening. That is a yellow jacket. Sorry. It's trying to get to the nectar through the jar. Wasn't going to work for it. I missed it. But anyway, so I'm going to look at this hive because the sun is actually right there, so I'll be able to see eggs and pollen. Yellow jackets, yes, they're a pollinator, but they mean bad news for my bees, and there are 2 of them. There's one. Because actually yellow jackets are the insect that will sting not once, not twice. It'll just sting you until it's done stinging you. Its stinger does not come out, so also it will kill my honeybees. So as much as I don't want to kill a pollinator, they're near my bees. I love my bees more than I love it, so it's not going to make a chance. So let me go get my tools. They're sitting on the porch. This one should be ready to go for me to go in. There are tons of bees up there. Like I said, this week when I went into it, it was the nice hive. Not one bee came out. So let's see how it does for me today. Alright, got my tools. It would help if I actually zipped up my suit all the way. That would be interesting. Alright. So my suit's all on. We're gonna see what these girls did this past 5 days. They actually, before I put this on, they had built this up and were trying to block the hole. So we'll see what they've done, if anything. I'm not expecting much out of this top, if anything, because like I said, it's literally only been like 5 days. This was totally new. Oh, so in 5 days, this whole frame, and there's actually an egg in every single one. Wow, that's phenomenal. So in 1 week, not even, they built up this entire frame, and there are eggs on both sides. This is great. Wow. This was my super hive last year, I will say that. Since there's fresh eggs in all of these, I'm wondering if my queen might be here. I just want to get a look at her. Because this was, I will tell you, my best hive last year. So let's see, since they are not a care in the world, let's see if you guys can see eggs. There they are. If you look, let me hold it steady. Eggs. You'll see on my left side of the screen, you'll see like little dots. They look like little yellow drops. Those are all bee eggs. So she was just recently here. Very good, ladies. All right. So the only thing I do notice with this hive is when I put this box on this week, I'll show you this next frame, because they've been building it out as well, is here we go, cluster of bees. They did all of this in just a couple days. Now this one looks like nectar stores and pollen, so they are eating away nice and happy. I saw eggs, so I'm not too concerned about finding the queen, honestly. But I am going to go into the next box. Let me pull the next frame, just because that's 3 frames that they have built out. They're working on the 4th one. Very good, ladies. So like I said, on, I think it was Monday, I put this out. They're working on it. They're building. They're really, really busy. So I'm actually going to put this up because the only concern with this hive is I did see some hive beetles. No queen there yet, but those look like they're just now getting tall enough for her to lay in them. I'm okay with not seeing her today, because if I saw eggs, I've seen her, and that means she's been here in the last 3 days. But anyway, moving on. So what I do want to do with this is I will take that this box off, so I can put some beetle traps on the bottom and the top, because my concern is, even though this looks like a very strong hive, and they are hopefully going to provide me with amazing splits, I am concerned about beetles, especially this time of year. They can be resilient little buggers. So, gonna do a really hard smoke, just to pack them all down. Make sure they're far, far down. And then I am going to take this box off. Ever so gently, and it's also gonna start getting some weight to it. So here are their old beetle traps. I brought a pack of 20 just for this occasion. I'm gonna take that right there. I'm gonna take these off. I saw eggs, so I don't think I need to expand these. My gut, though, is telling me otherwise. Because something that a fellow beekeeper pointed out, their concern was, this is the time of year, possibly. This is a hive beetle. That little bugger can really upset your hive, which I think is what might be wrong with hive number 1. My gut says to look, but they're being so nice and gentle right now that I think the best thing, let them be. They are building. I've only seen 2 hive beetles. Now this has been in here for 2 months without me ever poking, prodding, what have you to it. So it's going to be a little bit of a trick to get this thing out. And it is full of hive beetles, and it's totally dry. So of course, alright ladies, I'm sorry. You gotta go down away from that. I was a little heavy on the smoke last year, so I'm trying to be also very delicate with that. The hive beetle traps are doing their thing. So because I saw eggs, I think I'm okay with not checking it. At least that's what I'm telling myself today. So for those of you that are new, this is a beetle trap. It's a reusable one. I don't necessarily always reuse them, but you basically open it up. Inside you'll put a little bit of oil and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Some people in this middle compartment will put a banana. I don't mess with that. Because I'm just one of those weird people that don't eat bananas, so I don't put a banana in it. You got to be careful when you're installing these, because if you get oil in your hive, not good for your hive. So it's about halfway full. So it's about halfway full of oil, and then here's my apple cider vinegar. We're just going to leave it right there. I'm going to get it off this box because my luck, it'll spill. I used to have a squirt bottle for the apple cider vinegar, but it broke. So there you have your beetle trap. So I'm going to put them right back where they were. You got to move, ladies, because this is where they fit, and I'm not going to move any of this. So I'm putting them there. Don't need to smoke them until I do the oil. I'm going to put 2 in each box. Little hive over there, number 4, is probably going to get 3 in each box, just because I have a feeling, by the way, when they come out you like that, I call it a hot hive. I think a lot of other people do, meaning they are just mad. And they were mad for no reason. So I'm suspecting there are hive beetles in there that are really, really just yanking their chain, for lack of a better word. And they just were telling me to go elsewhere for the day. It worked. I went to work. Figured work was a much safer place than there. So hive number 1, as usual, being the overachiever it is. is looking mighty pretty. Alright, so that is that for that one. So we're gonna smoke them, get them off, because the sad part of it is, yes, you squish bees almost every time. There is no avoiding it. So I do try to be as gentle as possible. Sorry, I had to get those hive beetles off. So I will continue to feed this hive. They have done marvelous for me. The idea is to get that little Lego nuke hive going in the springtime, just to get some splits out of it. I'm re-spacing everything because they do give you some wiggle room, but if you give them a millimeter, they take an inch. So I'm gonna put this back. Their food that I'm feeding right now, the honey I extracted, they ate that all within a month and a half, all 3 hives. So that helped them also. And it was treated honey, so that's why I could not sell it. Which was kind of good, because I'm assuming since it was treated and they ate it, then they got a treatment. Not sure if it works that way, but that's what we're going with. Oh, hi, Miss Ellen. Hey, Sam. Hey, John. Hey, Donnie. Hey, Julie. I don't look at my phone much while I do this, just because there's other things I got to be looking at. So, moving on. Hive number 2, like I said, or number 1 was my overachieving hive, as always, which is good. I'm not complaining. Got there, so I won't forget it. Now, this hive I did not add a box. If they look like they are really, really full, then I may have to go inside and grab another box, because I should have 1 more box, which is fine. Nice and sealed. And as always, they really sealed up my beetle traps. And they've connected everything. So this one I'm going to do a really nice thorough inspection on, because I need to. So all this extra propolis and buildup, they love to do that, because it's just in their nature to do that. Alright, so where to start? Just scrape this off, because that'll just help it when I go to close it not stick up so much. This is all propolis and buildup they use to seal it. There's one bee just determined. There's a couple bees that have just let me know that they're not happy. Alright, so I know this high. I remember this one. This was the frame that they were lazy about. They didn't want to pull it out for some reason. This wonky comb is because it wasn't in there as correctly as it should. And this actually was one of their honey stores that they just, again, were very lazy about. So they'll fix all that. This next one's going to be pretty heavy because I can see that is honey. I may actually stop feeding this hive because they have honey, lots of it. But again, this was treated honey, so I won't. You know what? If this is all honey on the entire brood boxes, oh no, that is pollen. This one's heavy. So this is all honey they made through the winter with what they could. That is pollen. That is a big old hunk of frame, and it is called bee bread. They eat that. They feed it to the babies. It is protein. All right, this next frame looks like it's got brood in it, so I'm happy. But it definitely does have some honey frames in it. So let's see what I'm gonna do. Oh. That's more honey. All right, so I think I have a plan. And that plan is to go get some empty frames, because that's 2 full frames of nothing but honey. So I'm not going to take out the one that had the bee bread on it. Yeah, this is another frame, nothing but honey. So oh my goodness, it's so heavy, I'm afraid to pull that frame out. Alright, so I think I know what I need to do. Part of me wants to pull these and give them some empty frames. Another says go quickly open box number 1 or 4 and exchange some. Doesn't sound like a bad idea. I mean, there's a whole box over there that's empty. So why not help that hive? I feel like that's the right answer here. Let's see. Now we're getting into their brood frames. Alright, so this is a wonderful frame. Let me see. Alright, so you see those little round, like, tiny macaronis? Those are larvae. There's some eggs, brood. larger stages of larva. So this hive is doing well. Another part of me says, go get the bottom board that you have and the other top and split. Let's see what this next frame shows me. Because if there's something there, it looks like a queen cup or a queen cell. If it is a queen cell, then the answer will be most definitely you will switch, or I will split, because there's actually some, it's not the right time of year for splits, but if, let's just say the last couple days during that cold spell, okay, there's nothing in that queen cup, there's some drone brood, but not enough that I feel like I should split. But this right here, that weird shape right there, that is a queen cup. It is a, it's one of those things that these bees will do that says, hey, by the way, our queen may not be doing so well. Let's take one of her eggs and we're going to make a new queen and we're going to try to oust her, or we're just too large. We need to get on with our lives and swarm. So that's just the queen cup. I'm not too concerned about that. That's actually a normal thing to see. I still think they need to get some building going on here. So let me see this frame, because this looks like it either should have eggs or brood. And it looks fairly empty to me. So let's see what's going on in here. Okay, so this one, she just laid eggs. This one I can tell you is going to be impossible to show you, but I love to show you when I catch a bee with pollen on it, trying to figure out where do I go, which laundry basket to, that one maybe? We can maybe stuff it in there. He's looking, or she is looking for a place to deposit her pollen sacks that you can see on her. There's actually another one up there doing the same thing. Let's see. There, one at the top, one in the middle. They're checking out each cell to see if that's where they're going to place their catch for the morning before they go right back and get that down to business. So, alright, so this hive is doing phenomenal. I am going to go open up hive number 1 real quick, just to see if they can afford to get some honey, maybe get them building. Now if they're building, then I'm just going to have to freeze these 3 and go get some empty frames in the house. So enjoy these bees while I go and reset my smoker, because my large smoker broke. I dropped it like a bad beekeeper. And so I'm dealing with this small thing, and it doesn't stay lit as well. So there they all are doing their bee thing. I'll be right back. Alright, so normally it's not the brightest to leave a hive open for a little bit because they just get antsier the more their home is invaded. But in this case scenario, before I go down to the bottom box, I really need to check out hive number 1. So best place for you guys, I think, will be right here. Let's see if this hive has done anything other than become major not appropriate words for kids, because let me tell you, I'm glad I did not have you guys live that day, because I got the stings because I didn't smoke them, and fun fact, I wasn't wearing my suit. I was wearing a top half suit but not the full suit, and they definitely came out with a World War B vengeance. I think, depending on how the bottom box looks, I couldn't tell the other day because I was being pelted, if they had anything. And just from quick look, this one is still empty, so they didn't even move up. Oh, I mean, they sealed it. Good job, ladies. That's all y'all did. Okay. Now, I suspect they were that mean because this is the hive that I requeened right before winter. And they, other than that buildup, really didn't build much for winter. So I was actually really concerned with them going into winter. So my take on this was the reason why they were in such not nice mood was because something's in here bothering them. Could be beetles. Don't see many there, so I don't know. And it also could be that they interpreted the weather a little differently that day versus the hive number 1. But yeah, they're still going at me with a vengeance. So, wear my perfume, as I call it. It's not uncommon for beekeepers, if they're getting swarmed, to just use their cologne. Alright, so what we're going to do is, y'all are rats today. Witches with a bee, how about that? Y'all are just in a go-getter mode. Alright, so I don't think I'm wrong in taking on, and I actually, because there's just not many of them, I don't think they need this other box. Because they did nothing to that other box. So we're gonna maybe give them a Kratom brood. And I almost want to requeen. This is just unnerving, the amount of stings. Wow. So to give you an idea how grumpy this hive is, these are brand new bee. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 just in my gloves. In this case, I wish it was spring, because I would find that queen and I would, yes, I would squish her. Because she's mean. Your bee's attitudes are actually kind of based off your queen a little bit. So if she's a grump, then they are a grump. Alright, so that is all eggs. Yeah, no, this is unacceptable behavior. So we're going to give them some food. They're not hungry, for crying out loud. And I didn't see, other than the frame I just put in there, Alright, so it's kind of dark, so it's hard for you to see. There are eggs in this one, so she's laying. I wish it was spring, because honestly, she's a grump. There's no need for them to be this buzzy or stingy even. They should not be this way. But I'm looking to see if maybe there's some, and it also, they're not queenless though, because those are eggs. What about in here? I'm pretty sure those are eggs. But that could be that maybe another aggressive thing that someone said is, I'm going to look at those frames again in the sunlight. They may have lost their queen. And they're in that, oh God, what do we do? In this case a year, it's kind of a, your SOL if you have no queen. That is pollen. So maybe what I think their eggs are not eggs. Alright. That could be it. So let me keep going. Let's see, I got to see some eggs. So there's brood and larva. So if they were queenless, they would have, they had something to make. Let me go see this. Alright, so that's all good stages of larva. So they're not queenless. Not by a long shot. But they are a grump, that's for sure. So I'm going through this quickly because if I'm going to see her, it should be easy because she has a green dot. Right before winter, for those of you who have been watching, I requeened this hive because it was queenless. Let me go check this right now. Oh yeah, there's eggs in there clearly. So they're just a grumpy hive. Not seeing anything. I mean, they've got food, they've got eggs, they've got larvae. She's in here. I just don't know where. They're a load of grumps, that's what they are. This hive's gonna be my problem child. That's what we're gonna call him. So what I'm doing is I am gonna take this completely empty frame that they are just being craft about filling. tool frame. Alright. I really don't want to put the other box on, but my luck, this is just being a really bratty hive, and they're just taking their sweet time about expanding. We're gonna give them this one, just to say, looky here. I'm gonna pull these over to give me some room. Put this one kind of towards the middle because it's all empty. I thought it had eggs, it doesn't, so I'm going to give the queen a go here sign. Right, y'all are way over here. Y'all need to move, please. Now, the other reason why this hive could be mean, okay, so bees have a 45-day lifespan, and in the winter, they actually can go up to about 60 days, I believe it is. Pretty sure that's what I read and know. So, because I did not get to go in this hive much, they don't know me. They don't remember me because I just wasn't in them. So that could also be another issue, is these bees haven't learned me. And I mean, as you see, I put them all back there. No one's buzzing me, so either all the ones that were going to buzz me just aren't here anymore now. I mean, it takes a little longer than that, but it could be that it's just going to take a few weeks for these bees to know me, because this queen is from, I want to say it was Minnesota that I got her from. I think that's where it was. Honestly, I'd have to go back and look at my purchase history and find out. So she's a winter. She is from up somewhere up north where they're used to winter. So she also could be telling them, no, this can't be right. This weather is not normal. It's definitely the winter's coming or something. I don't know. So let me go get their beetle traps. I'm still debating in my head. I know I probably shouldn't, but I really think I need to put that other box on, because my luck, this is just a late blooming hive. And they're going to need it in a couple weeks anyway. I apologize for my dog who thinks I must be like dying. So all in all, I am very happy that I have 3 hives that all went through winter. Because, you know, it's Florida, winter's done. I joke. But I'm assuming what we had is probably the worst that we're going to have for a while. But yeah, they shouldn't be like this. Pardon my dog, you know. Like I said, she probably thinks I'm being like killed outside or something. This time of year, it's not really good to have people outside with me or animals outside, because bees, usually the people who are getting stung, are within 20 feet of the hive. Well, my door is right there, so I don't want her anywhere near me right now. Alright, so there's the 2 beetle traps. I want to put another box on. I just don't know if it's the right thing to do, but I think it is the right thing to do, especially if I'm going to try to split. So, because I don't know, next week it could drop into the like 30s again, and so then I may not be able to do another inspection. So I think the right choice is to put this up, especially since I'm in the process of wanting to expand. So I made my decision, I put it back. I know with this hive, even though I just bought this queen, just because of how not nice they are, I may choose to requeen this queen in the springtime. I don't like to purposely squish bees, that bothers me, even though I accidentally do it all the time. Every time I put the box back together, I choose to freeze, because it's less cruel, I think. I just physically squishing something between my fingers really bothers me. Anyway, so this hive, I still need to put it back together and pick it up so I can put their beetle traps on the bottom and the top. So they're gonna go into this with 2 fresh full frames. I don't need to look for a queen, because I can clearly see that they have a queen because they've got eggs. I'm going to put these 2 empty frames in the middle. That will give them and me something to keep an eye on for next time they get put, or next time I go into the hive. Let me spray them so I don't hopefully squish them. Go down, little ladies. Alright. So now I can start to pull these frames together without many casualties. Where's that second frame? We're going to put this here. We're going to put these 2 right here to butt them up to each other. Take that off. Now, also because I treated sorry, I was going after hive beetles. Alright, so now this hive is going to be really, really heavy. Alright, I think I've aggravated them enough. Heavy hive. This is where the second pair of hands, great. Very good. Pop. Pop, pop, fizz, fizz, or whatever leaf it is. Let's see if we can get this one to pop. Alright. That corner's popped. Oh. There it is. Okay. So, a couple more good poofs from the smoker. Might be running out of juice. Hold on. Be back. Okay. Getting it nice and well, I think. Alright. Up and at it. Oh. This is all built up that they've just built. Sometimes it contains honey. Most of the time it does, actually. It's never brewed. Rarely, at least on this hive, it's never been brewed. It's always been honey. You could eat it. It's not good to eat a lot of wax, but you can eat it. But you gotta clean this off so when you put your hive back together, it'll go together. Alright. So a little bummed that I didn't see the queen in any hive, but I saw eggs. So she's been where I was looking in the last 3 days at least. Oh, come on. This is all dry, full of beetles. So the bees are doing their job and chasing them in there. Just there's nothing in there to kill them. I kind of want to look, just because this hive isn't being so bad. Why not? One teensy peek would be okay. Go. Let's see. Lazy. More bee bread. Extremely lazy. Shame on you ladies. Look at all this space. What's up with y'all? You have half a frame there. Look at this. But there's some larvae up there, so I can't get mad at y'all forever. I just would love to see my queen. Especially this one, she's pretty sweet. But it's smoke. I can only imagine what all the animals in Australia feel. Alright, I would say we're good. So I'm going to put this up. There's lots of eggs in there, so I'm going to go get some more beetle traps. That way they're not doing all this work for nothing. And then I got one right here. I'm hoping we're, as much as I like the cold, even though I freeze a lot, just because I like to go in the bees, I really hope we're done with our winter. Alright, so let's see where we're going to put this. Looks like a good spot. There's one. Alright. You guys have got to move. Vacate the premises for a second. There. Nice and tight. Alright. So now it's time to put their top back on. So I'm going to really smoke them so they get off. This is the part where you always feel bad, but you don't have a choice. Alright, they're trying to get in. They're doing their thing. So I've smoked them, I've given them a warning, and now to try to prevent these from getting squished, I slide. just because I absolutely hate when I kill them. It comes with the territory, I know, but really does hurt my feelings. Just because every bee matters. Every bee has a job. Alright. That feels like it's on there. We're gonna make them go back inside, because I also need to clean off the top of this so I can put beetle traps in there. For the amount of beetles I saw, pretty impressed. So not bad. Now, if and when I go to split, actually it's not if, it's when I go to split, I don't know, I don't have my watch on me and I'm not taking my gloves off just to look. When I go to split, of course I dropped it, usually I try to do all my hives in one day. However, if my max is going to be 10, because I do have like a schedule I have to follow on Sundays, it will be almost virtually impossible unless I have the day off to inspect all my hives. So I'll have to probably get into a rotation of checking maybe like the even numbers one week and the odd numbers another week. Because I'd have to ask. I've never asked the commercial beekeeper, do they actually check every single hive? I would almost venture to say no. Because that's just, on the scale that they have, that's just, they would be days checking hives, I'm assuming. So I can't imagine a commercial beekeeper checking by hand every single beehive. But I mean, I could be wrong. I've never asked. But as a backyard beekeeper, I check them in the springtime and the summer at least once a week, because they say, I think usually beekeepers can lose sometimes half their apiary over winter, and summer they just can lose them. And if I lose half mine, I'm down to one, if you're just going to round up. So I do try to check them every week. If it consistently stays warm, then I will consistently check them on Sundays. If I know it's going to rain, I will check them early if I can. I probably should have done this, actually. Not probably, I should have done this before I put them in. I will clean that. Really connected all these. Actually I know I should have done that before and fitted it before I put it, but you know, you learn. What is it stuck on? There. Piece of wax that I just didn't get to. Okay, so a recap of today. I went to all the beehives. I took off the top boxes of hive 1, 2, and 4. Number 4, you're slacking, but you're being bratty. So never mess with the diva. So hopefully they'll kick their behinds and into gear and start building up into hive number, or sorry, excuse me, I lost my train of thought. Okay, so what I'm hoping is in the next couple weeks, I'm hoping hive number 4 changes their attitude a little bit. Chances are their queen is just not a nice queen, and she's telling them just to be jerks. But hopefully in the next couple weeks they'll build up into the top box. Hive number 1 is actually trying to become overachiever hive this year, it looks like, because within 1 week they've built out, we'll say, I think it was like 2.5 frames fully, almost. So I'm hoping by next week hive number 1 will be completely full, and maybe I could add a 3rd box. That would be amazing for my splits. And then hive number 2, finish building out those frames and fill out the 2 I put in there. And again, hive number 4, hopefully it just won't be so lazy. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned a little bit. Santa, those gloves are amazing if you're watching, because there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in one hand, and there's about double more in the other hand. So no stings. I did that with no stings, so I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm going to clean up everything, and then hopefully next Sunday, if it's not raining and not cold, I will be able to get back on my old schedule of doing this every Sunday. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope... Oh my goodness, you check every hive. So for those of you that don't know, Mr. Michael is actually Jack's Bees Association mentor, and he does a mentoring session at their apiary. He's really knowledgeable. He is a commercial beekeeper. Wow, you do 50 of them a day, and it took me an hour to do 3. My goodness. Wow. That's impressive. That will never be my job. I can't. Wow. That's impressive. But no, so my hope is if I can get up to 10, that's actually quite a lot for a single person to handle. But I do have a friend named Chris, and he helps me. He's just not able to come out today. I think doing it every week might be a little hard, but maybe if both of us are checking and we're not too focused on coming up to the camera and showing bees and stuff, we're just showing you guys what we do, then maybe doing 10 in a day may not be bad. But my hope is get these guys split, at least double my apiary this spring, if not triple, or just get up to 10, because that's all I ever want. And then check them every hive at least every other week. So again, today we went through all of them, made sure they had eggs, brood, larva food. They're doing really well. I did not see many beetles. I mean, I saw a few, but that's typical. You're not, as long as I didn't see like 100, it was good. But everyone got new, fresh beetle traps. We're going to let them be for this week. Hopefully next Sunday weather is good, and we'll do this again next Sunday. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I will talk to y'all later.